I was in the gym last week, and as I finished my session, I went into the changing room because I thought, let me get some content for Do-Rag Dragon. Okay, I backed off my top and I was posing. You probably will have seen it on my Instagram. And as I done so, there was a guy next to me and he pretty much just gassed me up. He gave me the signal and he said, "Hey, good stuff, man." And I said, "Thank you, bro, I appreciate it." And he said, "Do you do any sports and stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, train Muay Thai, I do some running, of course, train at the gym as well." And I was like, "Yeah, man," because I was gonna say, if you don't do anything, then you should be doing some sports. And I was like, "Yeah, I appreciate it." From that point onwards, we started talking, and he kind of transitioned into a role where he was asking for my advice. In fact, he flat out asked at some point, he said, "Look, man, I'm 19 years old. What advice do you have for me?" And so first of all, my first instinct was like, bro, I've got a whole YouTube channel where I've got loads of videos where I give my input into what things young men should do and how they should navigate different areas of life. So I gave him a bit of the taste of the YouTube channel. I told him some things that you will have seen in previous videos, and I also told him some things that I might input in upcoming videos, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. But there are two things that I want to share from this conversation. One that I realized at that point in time, and one lesson that I wanted to share with him. I'll start with the latter, and it's to do with making sure that you try different things, okay guys? Because I feel like people can get in this whole analysis paralysis state of mind where they don't know exactly what they want to do going forward, right? But how do you know what you don't want to do? Okay, well, obviously you do this by trying different things. If you don't try different things, then you're not gonna know what you like doing and what you don't like doing, okay? And I say this, I'm sure I've said this in previous videos, but the more you try different things, the closer you are to figuring out what you do like doing. So for example, if you went into personal training because this guy was a personal trainer and he realized that he really likes motivating clients, but he would prefer not to be in a gym environment every day of the week, spend his whole time in the gym. Well, then at least then he knows, okay, fine, I'm not gonna spend time training clients in the gym, but I do want to motivate clients. What does that mean that he could do? Potentially start his own course, maybe go to a different type of space, maybe he could train people in a park. The point I wanted to make to him is that if you try 10 different things and you realize none of them work for you, at least you're 10 steps closer to figuring out what you actually do want to do. I know that there are some different notions that you'll hear from other people where they say, well, if you try something, stick at it. People will say, if you start something, finish it. I don't agree with that to the wholehearted extent, because you could realize very early on that this is something that is not for you and it's something that is not going to help you get to the place where you want to be. Now, I want you to make sure that you don't confuse this with giving up on your goals, okay? Because the main difference between these two is that one is going to get you to a place that you want to be and one won't, okay? So for example, if you started gym, okay, because you wanted to lose weight, because you wanted to be in better shape, okay, then giving up on going to the gym is likely going to affect that end goal that you have in mind. Unless you say, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go gym, but I'm gonna start swimming, I'm gonna start walking 10K a day, then okay, fine, you've got a different approach to get there. You know, 2 + 2 = 4, so does 3 + 1. And so that could be a similar case when it comes to trying out different ventures where your end goal is probably more broad, okay? It's not as niche as cutting your body fat. There are multiple ways to get to that end goal for you. Typically in our childhood, we're taught that if you start a book, then you need to read it all the way through. Okay, that's not necessarily the best way to consume information. There's loads of books out there in the world, so I would encourage you to try and read, but it doesn't mean that you have to read everything. Maybe there's one paragraph in the 300 pages that you can take a lot of information and a lot of insight from, and the rest of the words in the book don't do you any good. The main thing I wanted to let this guy know is that the fact that he was even thinking about these things at 19, which to be fair is still fairly young, okay, I'm 25 now, oh my goodness, at 19 puts him ahead of most people, okay? Because a lot of people are not thinking about how they can improve their life, how they can become financially free, how they can better themselves as individuals. A lot of people are still in that system where they're just going through the motions, following what they need to do or what they're being told to get to the next step. I did this the other day. I went to a grammar school, guys, okay? So it was a STEM school. And I realized that when our school was talking about statistics about all of these people, they went to very good universities, and we've got 50% of this year group, they went to top universities in the country. Okay, that's great. But What percentage of those people went on to actually having good jobs, successful careers? No one talks about that. One story that stuck with me is this guy getting a master's degree from, I'm sure it was a good uni, and then they ended up working at Tesco's. Now, I'm sorry, look, guys, if you're working at Tesco's right now, whatever, cool retail job, maybe you're working on the brand side. If you're working in a grocery store after you've gotten a master's degree, what's going on there? Sure, something's up, right? So what I appreciated from hearing from this young man, the fact that he was trying different things and he was willing to try different things and he was aware that he needed to, was important. And that kind of set me at ease. At the end of the day, I basically said to him, bro, the fact that you're asking these questions means you're gonna be fine. I'm not worried about you. You're gonna find the information that you need. The fact that you even came up to me and started having this conversation with me, you know, 19-year-olds at the time, when I was 19, would I have been able to do that? Probably not. Definitely wouldn't just speak to a guy in the gym. I wasn't even at the gym at 19 years old. So, hey, he was a better man than me at 19 years old. That's all I can say. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm glad that he came to me for advice. If you want some of my takes on life, then go and check out some of my other videos. I've done one recently on how you can fix your spending problems. And I also done a video recently on how you can find the balance in life, which I think everyone could benefit from listening to. Even if you think you've got a whole handle on life, watch that video, okay? At the end of the day, as your friend, I've got you. Take care.